Hi everyone. It's so nice to be here. I love short notices. I never do a presentation until last minute anyway, so thank you very much for not giving me a bad conscience for many days. I'm a usability consultant. I'm an interaction designer. And actually, most things that I do is about helping people make decisions. So, and that is not only helping users make decisions on a site. It's also about helping a client make a decision and progressing to new technologies and do that in sort of unison within their organization and so on. So it's a very very exciting work that I have. For some of my clients have a brick and mortar structure, and obviously you have. And from my standpoint, if you have like a web startup or something that is entirely on the web, you will have a slight disadvantage. Because what you have, if you have a physical place where people come and they hang out, is that you have the ability to actually see what they're doing. So you can watch people when they enter a store, and you can see how they interact with different rooms that are set up, and if they are attracted by a certain communication and so on. And this is some memories that people have shared on the internet about their experience at IKEA, and obviously sleeping at IKEA is a big thing. Well, on the internet, the situation is totally different. This is who the customer is on the internet, which is a bit frustrating when you think about it, because we have all these resources with all the images and everything that we can throw at them, right? And at the end of the day, this is our experience of the consumers. Of course, there's loads of really good statistics tools out there. You can actually determine exactly what the user might be interested in based on how they have acted and so on. But still, you don't really know. What were that person's expectations when they left that page? That's something that we can't really know if we just meeting statistics like this. The shopping experience is an emotional ordeal, even if it's done online. But it's slightly different, actually. And that's what I'm going to show you today. Actually, based on my findings using eye tracking, is that people are not behaving the way we think they are in relationship to images, for example. So basically my findings, right off the bat, is that the bigger an object is on the screen, the more color it has, and the more it jumps around, the less attention it will get from users. And well, so I'm talking about meeting real users, and what that comes down to is that we actually have to invite the consumer to a special setting. We give them some kind of, as realistic as possible assignment, and then have them use our devices and see what happens. That's basically what we are looking at, to see what might people feel when they enter a site and so on. How many users are needed to get to know about the problem on a site? So they mocked the site and they invited some users, and after about 3 or 5 users, they started to repeat the same find the same errors again and again. Which means that there's a tremendous amount of information to be gained by just meeting a couple of people. So, what am I looking for in a usability study? Basically, I'm looking for the pain and the gain. We are not going to do things that are unpleasant. That's not in our nature. So in the direction of time reporting software, if you have a problem with time reporting software or people not using it, we should talk, because it has to be for the fun of it. You know, if you have a malfunctioning, if people are not reporting their time in your time reporting software, the software is wrong. It's not. You can't nag people enough, you know. You know, if you nag people enough, work is the cause of least resistance. So we have to see a time reporting software as an e-commerce situation, right? We have to use all the principles in online persuasion to get people to enter, feel excited, you know, and try to solve the conflict between should I do the task or should I spend time in the time reporting software. You know, that conflict needs to be solved in one way or another. But it's all about the pain and gain. Am I getting this thing, or is it very painful to do? So in every decision, you can see the users when they're in these sessions that, oh, that was painful. You know, am I going to do all of this? Really? You know, stuff like that. And as soon as things get too messy, then people zone out, and they get distracted, and they're gone. So we're going to meet some users now. I've actually invited 4 people to an experience with my eye tracking device, so you can actually see what people think while they're using the site. Yeah, so this first user, he is looking for red sofas. He wanna see all the red sofas.
Se om du kan hitta någon fin röd soffa för 3 personer. Den finns kanske med lite olika färger, får se. Oj.
And this becomes very hard when he misses the product filter with the little red button, right?
Just det. Tror att du på något sätt kan se alla röda? Klicka sig igenom här i Ektorp till exempel. Röda ligger de i slutet. Ja, jag måste gå igenom så.
You know, see how the action is in the product and not in the listing.
Om du ska spara undan den på något sätt.
Lägg inköpslista kan man möjligen göra kanske. Visa ny inköpslista. Lägg till inköpslista. Visa ny inköpslista. Vad tog inköpslistan vägen? Då ska vi se om man hittar den då.
How many thinks this is painful to watch?
Jag nog fråga Anna.
Yeah, there's so many interesting things going on here. This little link that says inköpslista, it has no affordance to it. It doesn't look like the thing I'm looking for. But he sees that little person there, you know, the fråga Anna thing. And actually, using images, the 3M Corporation did some testing, and they concluded that the speed of deciphering images is 60,000 times faster than reading text. So that little shopping cart symbol is like 60,000 times faster for the users to see.
Och nu lägger jag till en till då bara, och då plötsligt så se inköpslistan. Den där försvann ju förut. Så nu har jag 2 sådana. Och där kan jag ta bort en då. Lägga till en, så.
Okay, so here's another user.
Du vill titta på om det här finns i lager. Någonstans dit ni kan åka.
This is heavily edited now, so it's really abbreviated.
Ja, alla finns i lager.
Eye tracking is pretty cool because most people are totally unaware of where they're looking. And as a matter of fact, there's only 1% of the field of vision that is remotely sharp. And that is the size of your thumbnail on with your stretch arm. So that's the only thing that you can see. That makes eye tracking pretty cool because if you're not looking at it, you can't see it. So and it's simple. This is the device, so it's pretty cool. What you can do with this also, when you take the user experience, you compress it and you put it on top of each other, you can create visualizations that will give you insights in what. Here's the start page, and we can see here that the users are, browsing a little bit. What you have here is the top carousel. Top carousels is like the epicenter of all evil, all crappy usability. As soon as you try to read what's there, it disappears, and something else is like it's basically something that we pitch in for the management team. Everybody wants a little slide on the front page, right? But as a matter of fact, the start page is not that important, based on my research. Actually, the start page is the worst page on the entire site. Why are we putting so much focus on the start page? Think about it. When is the consumer, when is the client the most valuable for us? Is it on the start page? We don't know anything about it. They're one of the 1.3 billion. Yeah, they're like anybody, right? And then on the other hand, you have somebody with a shopping cart stuffed with things. When is the user most valuable? Any suggestions? Right. So we stuff our start pages, and I mean you do a great job. When I see the site and how it functions, and the users are very happy, and the images are really good. So it's very humbling to be here today with a group of so many talented people that works with this. There's some points that we might take a look at. What works really well is when you have when you give people a very clear method for reading the page. You know, the logic, we tell them this is how you are supposed to read the site. A site like this actually works really well because it's like structured data. People are, missing out on all the departments that are not in the main menu here. And also, it's very, it's like instinctive for people to go to this page to know what where they're going. So the black text on the white background, ladies and gentlemen, is the best content. Let's see. Okay, when we take a look at the search feature, we see that we have a very important. I feel like the weatherman now. So there's a heavy focus on the top left corner, which is really important because we have to know what to show in that particular instant. So it's not just showing an answer, it's to show the right answer and to put what we want people to buy on that spot. Very frustrating. Also, we have this. Like every search feature that is not in the realm of what Google are doing is not satisfying for the user. And if you have this situation where part of a word give hit and then the whole word, we have to find every single one of them, and we have to do it manually because there is no black box under the sun that can just magically solve that for us. For example, this finger is a very not effective tool. So when people use a keyboard, L and K is a very common misspelling. It's the left hand and it's the fingers farthest to the right? So we have a lot of misspellings on L and K, and we can cover those if we have means to collect them and learn from them. Right? We were specifically targeting the inspiration section, and of course you're doing a great job with images and all that. From a usability standpoint on the site, however, there is slightly more to be done. And basically what we have is the environment, and then we have the products. And the users in the test, you can also see that on the vertical lines. People are actually scrolling up and down, up and down, up and down on the page to be able to map this thing to where it was on the picture. So we get this behavior. Very frustrating. Right? Me and my colleague Johan here, we work together at one of your colleagues in the catalog business, if you can say that. And we came up with something like this, where you actually put some markers where the products are, and so you can connect them more easily. Sort of put the product information into the picture would be really interesting to solve that issue. Of course, the product listings, as we saw in the movie, these, what do you call them, previews? They work really well. There's where all the action lies. Yeah, whose is that feature? It's usually us. But we can go further. Let's put the available colors in that thing too, because Jan had a problem, trying to set these so that they collide here. When we're converting a brand to an online experience, that's a special thing. We have to put a lot of effort in that, and there is put a lot of effort in it. But from my perspective, the efforts are sort of losing steam as we come into the shopping experience. When the shopping cart content gets heavier, we are not providing, I think, supreme user experience. Let's take the shopping cart, the add to cart button, for example. This idea that you have like a number here, and you press the button, and the product sort of disappears into the ether somewhere, where you have to find it in this little link, right? And it's gone. And every e-commerce manager I meet say that the shopping cart is placed in the exact same spot in every site. Yeah, and I say, but tell that to the users that are not finding where the cart is. So there is so many better solutions to this. For example, here is from a project that we did where the button actually changes color when you click on it. And then you can adjust the amount you have there. We have another Swedish site who is doing this really well. Big Max, have you tried that?
Yeah.
How many has tried that? It's absolutely brilliant what they're doing. Let's see here. Now we're buying a laminated floor. Laminated floor?
Yeah.
Is that how? Yeah. So you press the shopping cart button, and you have. It's very obvious that you have this in the shopping cart, won't you say? And if you find that product again, of course you will see that shopping cart button. Really nice. And also another project that we are working with, where we also made a preview of the shopping cart content, so that you can see your shopping cart content, where you are, where the action is, and in a way that doesn't cover the button. So there's lots of things to do in further into the shopping experience. One little funny thing is this one. It's actually a help thing, little call out thing, but it has a very nice way of actually covering the call to action button. And the users, I know for a fact, I can see that on the eye tracking data, that the users are not reading this text. You know, instruction texts are bad. If you need an instruction, then that's a design flaw. I mean, your stores, they are like, you don't need any signposts. You just enter and you just follow around. And it's just for people that are going somewhere special that they need this design. So what people do here is that they use this anyway, because the interaction itself is enough of an explanation. And then they need to search for a way of removing this help in order to click the OK button. It's nice. Also, we have this little thing. It seems like this is the responsibility of the tech team. Is that so? Yeah. Okay. So we should put some marketing people on this page. Because what happens here is that people want 12 of that, and 12 of that, and 12 of that. And then they go somewhere else, and when they come back, it's reverted to the number they didn't want. Because they have to click on this link before the field is recalculating. So that's a usability issue that we need to change. And also, I think, is that what IKEA stands for when it comes to the checkout? Where's the candles? Where's the napkins? Where's the screaming people and the, that rich experience that you sort of wants to have when you go to IKEA? This is where the 5 krona hot dogs should be, but it's replaced with a very small little button there. And also when it comes to offer people special things when they enter the web, it's something that we, on the market as a whole, can really explore and make a huge difference the coming years. So, thank you very, very much for having me here, and you're doing a great job, and I hope I haven't offended somebody.